Hey, it's Cayman with S&B, and today we're in front of this Explorer 2.3 liter. We're going to be installing our new S&B cold air intake kit. If you've already received the intake kit, simply take out the QR code, scan it. It'll take you to our most up-to-date install instructions, and you can follow along there. We're going to get right into the install. First step is we're going to be removing these lines. So we'll go over here and depressing the button on the white connector. So you press in and pull out. Then this green connector is just a pinch on both sides. There's one more permanent connector down there that we're going to get in a bit. Now we can go to the front. This is the IAT. Simply depress and pull out the IAT. On the back of the air box, there's this nut. This is a 10 mil. So we'll back this off of the stud. Then with the flathead, we'll remove the hose clamp on the box. We can separate the tube from the box as well. Need a couple more turns out of this nut. And don't drop this, we will be reusing it. Then to get the box out, we'll also need to remove the fresh air duct. So this fresh air duct simply just pulls out. This will also be reused. With that free, the box should be free to come out. Just got them out of the prongs that were down there. And then with the box out, we're going to remove the IAT sensor. So there's a little ramp. So you pull back on the sensor like that. Rotate counterclockwise. Wiggle it out. Set this aside because this is going to be reused as well. Now we're going to be working on this tube. So for this tube, we already got both of these connectors off. We're going to remove this hose. Pull the clamp back, and we can wiggle the hose off. Then next is going to be this permanent connector. So we have a special tool we're going to grab to remove this. Now we're going to take a 5/8 disconnect tool. It doesn't have to be this kind. It could be the like the green kind as well. Push up to disconnect the line. Pull off. Then we're going to grab our 9/32 hose clamp, and we're going to remove the hose clamp that's underneath this tube. So this is very hard to see, but it's on the turbo underneath the tube. All right, now we're going to get our S&B intake kit ready to be installed. We'll start from the turbo side and work our way back. This is our this needs to be installed right in front of the turbo. It's the same kind of air spinner that the OEM has to eliminate turbo lag. So that just gets pressed in, matches up with that. A coupler and 2 hose clamps are going to go over this side. And before we get this installed into the car, we're going to make sure that the hose clamp on the turbo is facing the right way. And we'll get it as tight as we can as well, so we don't have to make as many turns on the turbo. Get this pushed on. Then we'll work our way back to the quick connect. This is plastic into aluminum. Teflon tape or pipe dope is not necessary for this MPT thread. but just be careful to not cross thread it. And this can be hand tight, then a half turn. Next is going to be our plate with the Venturi. And the cool thing about this is it cannot be installed upside down or backwards. So it's going to go in this orientation. First we're going to put our gasket. Then through the gasket will be these Phillips screws. And finally, we're going to get the grommet for the IAT installed in the tube. Now we're going to move over to the S&B box. We're going to get the shoulder washer removed from the OEM box. The shoulder washer just goes right into that grommet. Then you'll find the hole in the S&B box. Okay, now that's ready. Now we'll grab the tube seal for the intake tube. And then this is also a good time to figure out if you want to install the optional box plug. So if you're in really hot climates, I recommend installing the box plug. We're going to leave it out now for maximum airflow. But since we're here on the table, we'll get the lid ready to be installed. So the protective layer comes off both sides. Then you just take the S&B snap and seal. Now the tube's ready to be installed, fully assembled. This hose clamp we're gonna have facing up. And so I think we're gonna be able to get a flathead screwdriver from the top onto that hose clamp. So we'll get that pushed, the tube pushed on all the way. Now with feel, we'll make sure it's completely seated against the turbo, and we'll grab our longest flathead screwdriver and get that tightened up. So now we got a ratchet with extensions, and I'm holding the hose clamp to keep it from spinning and getting it nice and tight. Now after the tube's installed, the box can come in. Just hold the tube out of the way. The box slides in. And then the fresh air duct also needs to be pulled out of the way. Then that stud behind the box will slide through the washer. And you can stick your hand under the box to make sure that the prongs get seated all the way down. After that point, the fresh air scoop can slide in, and we'll grab that nut with a 10 mil. We'll get the box secured down. Now we're going to push the tube through the box, get the quick connects reinstalled. It's hard to see back here, but that permanent quick connect. Gets reinstalled. Then we'll hold open this clamp. And get the hose pushed onto the tube and slide the constant tension clamp down. Again, just make sure that all the quick connects are tight and locked into place. Now we actually forgot this step, but before you put the tube into the vehicle, you're going to put the IAT sensor into the grommet. The tab goes right before the ramp, just like on the stock one. Goes over the ramp, and it's locked into place. Now after the quick connects, we're going to reinstall our IAT sensor. Now we'll take the S&B filter, drop into the box. And you can either take a flathead or a 5/16, get the hose clamp tight. Once that's tight, the last step is taking your S&B lid, the trick for the lid is getting one side started, and then you're working your way around. Okay, now the S&B lid is fully installed. Thanks for watching our install video. Please let us know if you have any questions, and reach out to us anytime. Thanks.